The thing I love about doing this is that I've never had more fucking fun in my entire life. That I get to have like my friends come in and we shoot the shit. Like this is like the same conversation we'd end up having like later on at dinner.
Yep.
And drinks. Except now we just put some fucking cameras up and we talk.
Yeah, it's the way to go.
And when I'm upright and you're upright, we're two pretty sharp guys. So we just talk about the world and what's going on. There's no notes. There's no fucking pre-done questions. That's the number one thing I get from people before they come on is, are there going to be questions you're going to ask me ahead of time? Or can you get me a list of the questions you're going to ask me? I said, eat a bag of dicks. There are no fucking questions. This is just...
But yeah, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Like, if it's when I get hit up by some rando, I say, do you got a list of questions? Right. And also what I found for my own podcast, which you obviously just said, is if there's somebody kind of like this, almost like if you go to a conference and you meet somebody or you see them active in Facebook groups, right? And then you say, hey, let's shoot a pod. Now you can get to know somebody for the first time and it's documented.
So good.
And that makes it fucking good.
So good.
Are we allowed to cuss on here? Yeah.
Yes, fuck
okay.
yes.
Okay.
I love that. Like what I do for everybody is you come on. If you need transportation here, it's me. I'll come get you.
Yeah.
And then after, I'll go out for drinks afterwards or dinner, whatever. Great. Let's go do that and have a good time. And it's part of the experience of coming here. And then when it's done and when any of the shorts go out, you're tagged on everything as a collaborator. Now I'm trying to add people as a collaborator. So you're getting even more attention and love, like on Instagram. And whatever I can do to help you leverage this content, I do it. I do the same stuff for me that I'll do for you for nothing. For nothing. For friendship. That's what friends do for each other.
You're such a good guy. Yep.
Right? Like, thanks. But it's just like, that's it. And like we met, 2020 on Clubhouse. That's how we met.
Before that on Lab Coat Agents.
Did we really?
Tristan. Yeah.
God bless him. Talk about like one of the nicest guys in the real estate space.
That dude changed my life.
That's digital. Same.
I was a brand new agent. I was maybe my second year in. I joined Keller Williams at the time. And the team leader at that Keller Williams, a real great lady, real inspirational. And I said, hey, I want some fucking leads, man. I want some leads. Where do I get leads from? And she's like, well, check out this Facebook group. And then Tristan was in there and I started blowing him up in the DMs. I was that annoying guy. And out of the kindness, such a giving guy, he just started mentoring me from afar, dude. And it was great. Like, it opened my eyes to what's possible. Needless to say, and I'll say this to Tristan, I sell way more houses than he ever has at this point. But his early mentorship was like totally instrumental in my career. Yeah.
His approach, him and Travis Tom both are like, if there's a Mount Rushmore of real estate, digital, founding fathers, those two guys are on there. The thing I learned from Travis, this is 10 years ago when I started in title and escrow, and I'd done digital for years, but he was replying to everybody's comment on Facebook. Everybody, Suneet. I don't think he's ever gotten pissed off in his life. Maybe. He's just gracious and nice. And even when someone says something maybe off color or a little condescending, as people can do in comments, he still has this just demeanor about him that is wonderful. And both those guys are just like, I'm in awe of both of them, and I consider them two of my mentors in this space. And they're always willing, like you can call them, you can text them, they reply back, they'll answer the fucking phone. Mm-hmm. You have a question, done. And it's just that's why I do what I do now. It's because of them, to give as much as I can to whoever, as long as it's not complete horseshit. Like if it's a rando, yes, you're going to qualify yourself.
Yes.
Absolutely, you're going to qualify yourself.
They didn't qualify anybody.
They did not. For me, I think it's just my time is so valuable. And now, like, we're so tactical with seconds. When I'm up and in work mode, it's like, okay, what am I doing today? What do I have going on? The best thing I ever did was hire a personal assistant.
Oh, yeah, you have one here in the States?
Yeah. I have one here. She's right here in Vegas. Yes. Rihanna, I adore you in an HR appropriate way. I fucking adore you. Yeah.
Order groceries?
I haven't gotten that far yet, but I probably should. Actually, I just hired a trainer that I just ordered a bunch of like meal prep.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I just did a girl here in town. Her and her husband have done it for years. They do training and the nutrition and all that. So I'm doing the macro thing because I'm 53.
Well, you look good.
And, well, thank you. But I don't think I am. Like, my lower back hurts. I think I've got a gut now. I'm like, this is the back 9 of my life now. I think I'm on like hole 10. I have time.
Yeah.
But
you're young, dude.
I need to, I want to get my shit. I have a 7-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. You've got younger kids, but you're younger than me. So it's like, I want to be around for them.
Yes. That's the motivation.
Right?
That is.
Like, I just went back to my hometown to do a farewell party for my mom. It was awesome. My dad was there. He'll be 81 next month. He goes to the YMCA 6 days a week and works out.
Yes. See?
Mark Fargo's a fucking machine.
You know, and I'm sure when you were a kid that he didn't.
He did not.
Did he smoke?
He smoked weed. Oh, he partied. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but, you know.
Smoked cigarettes.
Drank, didn't give a shit.
Oh, yeah.
Twinkies and lunch every day.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
So
easy.
So that's what we're coming off of. So for us to care about health the way that we do is a big deal.
It's massive.
Dude, I'll show you some pictures of me. Like, I lived hard for a long time, and I was really fat and really high blood pressure and really unhealthy.
It's something that we all have those aha moments that either it's work-related, hopefully it's family, but something internally that says, okay, I don't want to live this way anymore. This way isn't healthy. Fuck am I doing? And what do I need to do to make myself a better version of me
100%.
Today than I was yesterday, right? Because a lot of people, and we talked about it before, where like with me doing this thing, people are going to say it, and they might do it once or twice, and then they're out, and they're right back to where they were before.
I think I read a stat or heard a stat that the average podcast, 90% of podcasts that start don't go past episode like fucking 9. It's probably less than episode 9.
Less than that. It's like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
That everyone stops.
Oh, dude.
One of my Austin Roberts, who does all my short form editing, he told me that he's looking to pull the stat for me.
Yeah,
that it's something with like on Apple Podcasts. There's like how many million get done a year, but he said he's like, dude, you're already like in the top 5% just because you keep going.
Yeah, like I said,
it's not about downloads. You just
I have
keep
like
going.
4 or 5 podcasts. I don't know when some have been published to. I asked the guys a while ago, but no one got back to me.
Of course not. Because you know what they do? They go, you know what? He's busy. Don't fucking get back to him. He'll forget about it. He'll move on. He'll fucking move on. Don't worry about it.
I even made a column in my Monday content board for podcast, yes or no. And I don't think anyone's ever scrolled over that far to look at that part of the screen because they got lots of columns that no one uses.
Well, that's and the thing. What the things to start doing is like put like little hints out there to go, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this?
I have that,
right.
I guess I would never scroll over that far either unless I'm talking about it.
Well, but you've got like, all right, I have friends that have like a lot of companies. You, I think, are number one.
Wow.
Like you like, all right, name off all the shit that you oversee or that you're involved with.
So the oldest company is my team, which is called, the name of the team, I used to think I was smart with SEO. Turns out I was just a fucking hack. But the name of the team, because I didn't want it to be Suneet Agarwal Homes, because I knew that people would be intimidated by saying my names and just not fucking call. So I used to put Sunny Agarwal on shit or Sunny, all this stuff. And if we go into my past life, I was actually had a real alias of Sunny Kumar. So that's a whole other story. But so I started the team as the best Sacramento Homes Group. So Best Sac Homes Group, kind of long name. I have that. Then I opened up a brokerage, Big Block Realty North. So now when I say my whole team name is Best Sac Homes Group at Big Block Realty North, too fucking long. So I'm in a kind of brand identity crisis with those two that I'm figuring out as I go along. So I got the Best Sac Homes Group as a team. That's really has been my focus for most of this time. I have my brokerage, Big Block Realty North. It's great. We have about 160 agents that are in the brokerage. I have about 105. Maybe it's 100. I haven't looked. The report comes to me on Monday, so I'll know tomorrow. But about 100 agents on the team. So we got those two. Coaching has become my passion, coaching other team leaders and brokerage owners on scale, recruiting, marketing, leadership, scale again, because I just like to scale leads. So that's been great working with John Cheplak on that. So shout out to John for the opportunity. I got my mortgage company. It's called Motto Mortgage Essential. It was really good for me. In fact, I'm talking with Motto from stage this week at Inman because I am in town for Inman.
Shout out to Inman.
Yeah, shout out
Thanks,
to Inman.
Brad.
We got property management, which is property management. Like, I mean, property management is just an ancillary that we have. I spend maybe 10 minutes a month on it. Oh, it's got to be more than that. I think I signed more checks than that. Maybe 10 minutes a month. Maybe 10 minutes a week. We have the VA company that with virtual assistants, lots of great clients there reaching out. We have a tech company that is like kind of like a CRM, like broker management tech tool, which I like. And then the newest one, and I'm sure I'm leaving some out there that are just neither here nor there, but the one right now that really has taken my time and has me the most excited, which is important, is Reside platform. So Reside, what we saw was, in coaching with John, who does, I don't know, fucking like 10,000 coaching calls a year or some incredible number. Maybe it's not 10,000, but many thousands. So from his perspective, from my perspective, from coaching and being, top team in a state, we have Nick McLean, who's another coach, another just badass operator. I don't know if you know Nick or not, but that fucker is so smart and everything. He has his brokerage in his town has 20% market share going on for years.
That's awesome.
20% market share. Yeah.
That's super strong.
Yeah, dude. Like, who
That's
has
crazy.
that? Who can say they have that for years?
Yeah.
Like, I don't fucking have 20% market share. We got like maybe 4.5. And then other partners, Preston Guyan, brokerage out in Myrtle Beach, really smart with leads and all the other stuff too. So between the four of us and our experiences that we've had ourselves and dealing with clients, both in coaching and tech and other stuff, is we saw an opportunity to get deeper in with these teams and brokers. Like, how do we take coaching deeper, right? Because coaching comes in doses almost, right? Like, it's not really possible to have all-encompassing coaching, like where you can call me anytime and I know everything that's going in your business. Like, I just don't see how that really scales. So how do we do that along with providing best practices as well as providing the software and tools that we fucking use in our own businesses with my setups where I can like push a button and move all my action plans or move all my stages and drips right in your system or, set you up with funnels for AI or whatever, right? And how do we do that? So we came together. We worked on it for about a year because the first conversation we had about it was Inman last year. So shout out to Inman. So it's been a year. It's been about a year and a week now, but and we put it together, launched. I want to say June was the official launch. We got right around 20 teams and brokerages, like some big ones, North America, so Canada and the US, some big players, some small players, but it's teams that want to grow, right? And team leaders / brokerage owners who can see this as leverage to create more opportunities for themselves. For example, we're onboarding all the agents that join your organization, right? So as you grow, and I've hired hundreds of agents in my career, as you grow, onboarding becomes a major time suck and can be a big challenge. And especially if you want to onboard people, a good way to get them productive fast. Because if you onboard the wrong way, people are going to not be able to get productive. They're not going to make any fucking money. And their dreams of real estate are going to just disappear, right? And you've seen it happen. I mean, it happens
all the time.
Happens more than a dozen, right? So how do we onboard people faster? Well, Nick was an airplane pilot that wrote the fucking manual, right? Like, he has an onboarding course that sold hundreds and hundreds. So we're doing live onboarding every month, 6 weeks. So you can now, as a team leader, check off the onboarding that you were either going to pay a full-time person to half-ass do, or you're doing yourself, or you're depending on some kind of software that isn't enough.
Yeah.
right? Like I have software that I built that I think is dope, but it's not enough. I pay somebody full time a lot of money to do that. So now we're taking that off the plate. So for the team leaders that were stuck in onboarding as a reason to not recruit, well, now we have that done, right? How about just agent training in general? So yeah, we do agent training. I've been doing agent training to about 300 agents every week about topics that are really relevant. Like last week, I just fucking opened up ChatGPT, right? And as you know, like many people still don't know. And I said, how would you like to have an army of 10,000 people working for you for free? Everyone said yes, great. And how would you like to get more engagement than putting out a newspaper would have like 10 years ago? Oh, everyone raised their hands. And none of you fucking post on social media. And we can get into the whole AI thing, which I'm sure we will. But
we will.
But I just showed them like prompts. Like you don't need some fucking magical prompt. I'm a realtor. I want clients. I live in Vegas. Write me a social media strategy. Mm-hmm. So that kind of training, real relevant training. We provide them with Follow Up Boss built out to our specifications, which is how I led my team to #1 in fucking California, right? We provide them Sierra dialed in with Preston style. Preston's super good at conversion, at optimization of these websites for highest conversion.
Super sharp guy.
Yep, super sharp.
Yeah.
All these things, all these trainings. And then we got John Chiplek, right? And John is basically leading the charge and giving the people exactly what they do to recruit and lead every week. What we've discovered by creating this is this community that it built, it's remarkable. Of course you want to build a community, but you can't fucking say if I do this, this, and this, I'm going to have axe throwing here, then have everybody tag a buddy or some shit. Sure, maybe that stuff works, but not when you're across 2 different countries, right? So how do you build a community? And dude, we really built one. And all of the team leaders that are in Reside are like highly engaged, super collaborative. In many of these environments, you see people holding back because #1 is fear, but competition or maybe to feed the ego. Like you see that in many of these environments. I will hold back in many of these environments for those reasons. You bet your ass, right? However, in this environment where we haven't experienced that, it's just all collaboration.
Well, the thing I love about what you guys are doing is that you've all walked the walk, okay? And I did a little, I'm starting to come in here now and do stuff on my own that I just get in front of the fucking camera and talk.
Smart. You gotta do that.
And one of the things I talked about is I went to a flipper thing here in town, an investor thing here in town. It was big. Look at 800 people were there in the room, but I got zero value. I learned I left at fucking lunch.
Wow.
My boss came with me and one of my biggest clients, Mike Rowland, who is one of the biggest guys in town, physically and like work-wise, he's a goddamn stud. Also one of the nicest guys you ever fucking meet.
Nice guy. But shout out to Mike.
Mike was the first guest I ever had on.
That's right.
First one. And so, but there was everyone that came on the stage at this thing all followed the same thing. They got up and they're super fucking jacked and fucking everybody fucking rolling and they're using whatever type of fucking horse shit that their therapist told them to use to get people to stand up. Like any Tony Robbins horse shit for 6 hours, like that shit. That started, I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm ready to, I take enough Adderall to kill a family of 4, motherfucker. Feed my fucking brain. Let's go. TikTok. And so first it's that. Then it's they brag about their social media, which most of them pay for their fucking audience. And you know how to fucking find that out. So I'm like, that's bullshit flag number 2. And then maybe a little bit of how they got successful. Well, I did this and this and this, and my mom no longer has to work, and my wife no longer has to work. I don't give a fuck. How did you do it? An idiosyncratic detail. How did you do it? Nobody would fucking say what they did.
Tactics,
and then at the very end of every single, almost every single one, QR code for their coaching program. Out.
How much was that event you went to?
We got the lower end ticket, and I want to say it was like maybe $700 or $800.
Wow, even at that ticket price.
And there was a big push for, if you pay more, you get that velvet rope and behind the,
Sure.
that's where you want to be. Or we got this thing going on in fucking Panama next month, and you got to be there because this guy is going to be there. And I'm like, you know what? If you fed me now, make me smarter by even like this much, I'll sing your praises all over fucking town.
Yeah.
All over the world. All over the world. I'll sing your praises, but especially here in Vegas, we have the biggest bullshit detectors ever. Ever. Like, I always make this joke. I love my dentist. I love my dentist. But like, you go into your dentist, and like, well, you got this thing back here. You want to get it looked at, and, insurance will probably take care of it. And, but everywhere you go, someone's got a grift. Someone's got something they're going to put on you. Right?
Oh, here,
so,
100%.
Here it's like, I think worse than anywhere else. And
I mean, in the US, yes.
Right. And so that was interesting to me because take that model, which is doing very well financially, very well.
Those are crushing it, yeah.
And look what you guys are doing. And John Cheplak's a guy, I've never met him in person. I interviewed him as one of the mods from LabCoat Agents. This was during COVID. We were doing stuff. This is like 2020, like early 2020. And I mean, light years smarter than anybody else in the room usually is Cheplak, where I tell people his brain matches his body. The guy's got like negative, percent body fat. It's bananas how in shape he is, but his brain is even better than his body. And he's so far ahead of everyone else. And it's like, he's always been on the radar, but it's like in the past maybe year or so, he's blown up. To me, he's really—
I hear that every year from somebody.
Right?
But I hear it every year about it.
It's just like, oh my God. And his content's getting better. It still needs some work, John. You got to start tagging people. Tag people, John, when you're like, there's stuff in there a lot of times.
Yeah, but that's the thing is he doesn't need to.
Okay. You know what? Touche, motherfucker. You're right. It's my point coming back to it is that all of you guys have the experience. And you're all saying, yeah, listen, we're not free because we're not a 501c3 nonprofit.
No.
But this is what you get when you sign up with us. And that's the part where I'm a fan.
Yeah, dude.
I'm a big fucking fan.
It's everything. Bro, I've been, every event, every coaching program, every this, every that, read every book, read all this shit, and made a lot of missteps. I'm still doing missteps all the time.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I figured out what worked after focusing on it for this amount of time I did. Like, dude, I was only a solo agent for like a fucking year and a half before I said I want to start a team. Not because I had too much business, but because I wanted to own a business. So
it's something that with that fire to grow and that fire to evolve, and that's something that we have and we'll have until we're fucking with the last breath we have on this earth.
100%.
Is that we just want to grow, but it's karma. And you help people out as much as you can. And I'm happy to help anybody as long as do what I tell you to do. Because I've made, especially if I'm not saying if I'm older, I'm smarter, but there's a good chance I am.
No, your experience.
Because I've made more mistakes than you have. And so if you ask me a question about like how to do a podcast, well, I've shot about 29 episodes this year. And we're in the fucking first week of August. So we're, a little halfway through.
Yeah.
And I'm in like 27, 28 episodes. And I post short form content from this podcast every single day on 7 to 8 different channels.
Yep.
Every day.
Consistent as fuck.
That's it.
Yep.
Consistent as fuck. And is every piece I put out a home run? Nope. But guess what? I'm putting out something tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm putting out something the day after that. I'm going to keep going. And I keep tweaking it. So if somebody comes and asks me a question about the podcast space, I've got it pretty much nailed down right now.
You got experience.
I've got the experience to come back on that where I'm now looking at ones that are bigger than mine going, I would change that. I would change that. I'd change this. I'd change that. If you come to me, at least take my advice, implement it for a while. Because look, we've Inman Connect is here in town, and you'll have thousands of people coming all over the world come to it.
Yeah.
95% of the people that come here will do nothing with the information that they learn from Inman Connect. And we all know that. The other 5%, 90% of them will forget it after the first probably 60 days, maybe 30 days, and they're done. Yet they keep coming back to want to feed their brains, where really the key is just stick with some stuff and stay with it, man.
Massive action's the trick.
That's just stick with action and keep moving forward. That's it. And you're going to fuck up. You're going to make mistakes.
Hell yeah.
Right? But that's how anyone that's smart, you keep going. Like, was Mr. Beast like, it started like, it was like 12 years or something of him like posting like crazy every day, all the time, tweaking.
I didn't even know who
tweaking.
he was till just like a couple months ago.
Same. Because
Like,
we also have young kids.
Yeah. Well, I knew about that fucking burger first from the guys that work for me. They're all, we're getting Mr. Beast burger. I was like, what the hell is that? Oh, there's this YouTuber. I was like, all right, whatever. And then finally, I think I probably picked it up from Hormozy talking about it on one of these podcasts, talking about it, that Mr. Beast.
And he's one of the kings of, I think he's got one of the biggest guys around. Well, he is one of the biggest guys around, but it's consistently, also he's tweaking. Like he was spending like millions on thumbnails and thumbnail design and the psychology behind the thumbnail.
I know.
Like I'm looking at stuff now where I'm posting on YouTube Shorts every day. And at the very end, you do like your end cards and all that. And there's the two little messages you can do. And I'm now playing with Bard and ChatGPT to come up with, I download my transcript, I go into Descript and download my video. And I'm taking the transcript that helps me with all of my headlines, description. I use Bard more now because it's just more topical to any of my trending hashtags. And then anything involving the like nuances on the back end for YouTube SEO, Bard. And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. And
you keep going back and having the conversation with it. And the big one I've learned now is you say, please, here's what I want you to do. Here's what I'm going to give you. What questions you have for me before you put out your
haven't
stuff.
Opened up Bard yet.
I love Bard.
I haven't.
Bard's good. Bard's good because it's
Google.
Google.
I keep hearing that.
Yeah, Bard's good because it's Google. And so by sheer valuation, by the money they have, like look at it's going to be, it's an arms race. It's an arms race. And the people are going to be, it's OpenAI, it's Meta, it's Elon Musk, and it's going to be Google and Apple. That's it. Like, hello. Anybody else? No, because what will happen is one of those guys will gobble them up.
Well, didn't NVIDIA just come out with something?
AI?
Yes.
Because I know they're semiconductors. I knew that. That's a great stock.
Yeah, but I think they came out with some big AI too.
Oh, really?
I could be fucking dreaming it because you've never, and I haven't heard of it since, so I don't know what yeah, maybe.
We'll fact check that and find out. We'll fact check that. It's people that like my favorite podcast is All In Podcast. And those guys are
with those dudes.
Yeah, they're so smart. They're so smart.
Wait, which is it like Logan Paul or something?
Nope, it's Chamath Palihapitiya, where he was one of like the original guys original investors in Facebook. David Sachs, who are the other two guys that are on?
Yeah.
They're all venture capitalists.
I know which one you're talking about.
It's the number one business tech podcast in the world.
Never listened to it.
They're funny as shit. They bust each other's balls incessantly. It's like us. It's like us, where their average valuation of these guys is like 200. Well, Palihapitiya is a billionaire. The rest of them are hundreds of millions of dollars net worth.
So they're not like us at all.
No. No, like they were just in.
They're men. They live on Earth.
They just did a remote episode on some coast in Italy, like the Amalfi Coast or something they were at. Really. And they're all there fucking doing it with like short shorts on and busting each other's balls and drinking wine. And they're incredibly intelligent men talking about tech and business and the symbiotic relationship that's been formed, especially now with AI. And now the big thing they talk about is semiconductors. I was just listening before I got you at the airport.
AI.
Yep. That's
AI.
like everyone was saying, like they're all kicking themselves. They all have a position with NVIDIA, but it's like NVIDIA is a semiconductor fucking monster. And they're like, why didn't we even think about, you reverse engineer it? Well, AI to have more juice needs more chips. To have more chips, you got to have cooling racks. You got to fucking build different kind of chips now that are like the ones now they think they've discovered is one that could be at room temperature, which is hallelujah. Like that happens. That's like the only thing bigger would be the invention of the fucking internet or fire.
Yeah,
that's it. If you could have a room a room
'cause all
temperature
the expense and
semiconductor.
cooling the shit and all the fans.
That's the big thing. And so I listen to those guys a lot.
That's
for my own personal investments of my stuff, I listen to them. But just the way they think, I'm a systems guy. You know that. And I'm more of a, I don't care about what they're buying to be successful. I care about what's their way of thinking to become more successful.
Do you like to day trade?
No. I don't have time.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't have time.
Is Jeff a fucking day trader?
No. I'm a buy and hold guy, but I'm not afraid to take a flyer on something and put a few shekels in if it's something like those guys are all over, and then I'll do the research.
Okay, so you have done that and found them to be accurate?
Yes.
What am I? I asked like I'm going to do it, but I'm not. So you say you're listening to this All In podcast. You know what I listen to is fucking Jim Rohn and Brian Tracy. Like, I just stick with the fundamentals.
Both great.
Lately, the last 2 weeks, I've been putting Brian Tracy's like 1.5 hour tape. Well, it's on Audible now. Listening to it as I fucking sleep, bro. Programmed by Brian Tracy.
Osmosis.
My wife's all, what? Do we have to listen to this?
She thinks you've lost your mind. Yeah, she's like, you clearly lost your mind.
Let's go ahead and turn it off, but I'll go to sleep to Brian Tracy.
Yeah, this is not Metallica or anything that's like even like, somewhat nice to, hang out and listen to. This is Nirvana. No, it's fucking Brian Tracy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Something else to bring up with a fucking therapist sometime, probably, to be like, I'm listening to Brian Tracy. I go, before I go to sleep. But the thing is, for you,
programming,
it's for you. That's how you evolve, and that's how your brain grows. Because you love to tinker, you love to fucking tinker.
Yeah, too much,
right? But see, I'll challenge you on that. I don't think anyone that's successful, especially now, can tinker too much. I don't think so. I think with the advent of AI, we have tools now, and we're just scratching the microscopic fingernail of the sea of people with AI that's going to start like I'm trying to project, like, when I'm gone, my kids, how different their life is going to be for the better than my life that I have now.
This is what's going to happen with the chat modeling, and we're almost there. But hey Alexa, hey Siri, do this, right? Pretty soon it'll be, hey Alexa, I want to fucking make chicken tandoori for dinner. Give me the list of ingredients and get them ordered and get them delivered. You can do that right now in ChatGPT if you had the voice thing hooked up. For realtors, since we are in the real estate space, you can go into ChatGPT and say this, and I'm going to talk about this on stage. And actually, I made a video about this when it came out. I got 20,000 views. So hey,
And by the way, when this comes out, will be after Inman, so you're fine.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you're good. Not you give a shit.
But yeah, is you can go into ChatGPT, talk to Zillow, and say, hey Zillow, I want 3 houses in West Sacramento, the neighborhood I live in, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, close to a school, have a pool, and have face fucking west. And it'll go to Zillow and give you that. In the not too distant future, it'll be, hey Alexa, give me that, schedule a tour with an agent. Who's the best agent? Oh, just pick an agent. So as far as where the real estate space is going in that language modeling, that's right there. Right? So how are you gonna stand out in voice when no one can see your fucking face or see your reviews? Maybe you say, maybe the way that Zillow works in that instance is it looks at whoever has the most reviews. They look at the rotation for conversion, right? Like, those are the kind of things that pop up.
What we're seeing now with the dawn of LLM, large language models, and large language modeling coming out, I've never been more excited about the tech space. I think the time I was as excited was when, like, Periscope came out, and when Facebook Live came out, and when harnessing video first came out as something to grow with social media. And when algorithms really started to, come into effect then. Now it's like, because you have to literally train your brain. We're so used to ask and answer Google. I need this. Okay, here you go. Well, now it's find me X Nope, that's not good enough. Find me X plus Y. All right, do that, but like I'll do it when I'm prompting for any. I'll put transcripts. I'll get my transcripts back from my shorts from here, and I'll say make the headlines edgier.
Yeah.
I'll fuck with ChatGPT. I'll say you can do better than that. Come on, show me that you can do better. Okay, Jeff, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And then it goes. It's great.
Write this so an AI detector can't pick it up.
Yeah.
Write this so it wasn't written by ChatGPT. Yeah.
Make this so, in the style of whomever. And, there you go. Of Gary Vaynerchuk. Done. I've done some stuff. Rogan I've used for some of my headlines
Peterson.
and stuff. Yeah, Jordan Peterson's a big one. Big one.
John Carlton is a really good copywriter. John Benson too, if you want to do like copy. Gary Ogilvy, David Halliburton, Dan Kennedy, all those. Yeah,
dude, I love your brain, dude. I fucking love your brain. Your brain's so
well.
good.
It depends on what the audience is. If I'm going to write direct response, I'm going to fucking have Gary Halliburton write it or David Ogilvy write it.
I love the fact that like just because I've known you for so long and I've been in the AI space long enough, I know when I see some of your content if it's AI or not.
It all is.
What, all of it?
Well, no, 95%.
I was going to say, yeah.
Because I just got to get I just got to get it out, Jeff. Got to get it out,
dude. From your lips to God's ears. Like that's the thing is for us, it's not a question. Consistency is always a thing. It's deployment. It's getting it out and getting it out and getting it out. Like my goal is by the end of the year, I'm 3 to 4 times a day posting.
Yeah,
shorts. 3 to 4 times a day is going out.
I think the better opportunity on that is on TikTok than Instagram, to be honest.
Well, you know what? I think TikTok's interesting to me because I've done well there and then I've done shit. And like I had one of like last week is like 5,600 views. Great. But use them in the hundreds. Yeah. And not that
Mine
that
always
well.
stops like at 264 and it hits 264 fast. So it makes me think that when it hits 264 is the time to post another one.
I see that with YouTube Shorts. I fucking have a battle with them. I change the headline.
Log in enough.
I change my headlines 5, 6, 7 times, and I'll wait for like a day or so. And if it's like flat lines,
you go change it.
Yep. I go change it, and boop, and then I'll keep doing that until it spikes. I keep going back and changing the tense, the verbiage, and I keep it about. I'd say 60 to 75 characters long.
So load
for
all
YouTube
those
Shorts
onto a fucking chart, into a table, and tell it what's the consistent.
And then what I'm going to do is I'm waiting for 1 year metrics, and I'm over 6 months, but I'm waiting for 1 year metrics.
Do it now.
Yeah, actually I should. You're right.
Why do you want to wait?
I should
do it every week. See what happens,
and see where stuff goes. It's because I
have a VA do it.
Right. Well, I'll have a VA do it.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you and get a fucking VA because what I do is I get my I get my shorts from my guys going to Google Drive. I grab that in the morning and then it goes to Descript. I get my transcript. I then take that. It goes into ChatGPT and or Bard to get my my headline and my description. The description is for YouTube Shorts, and any like all my links to everything. It kicks it all out for me. That's all YouTube Shorts. For SEO. And I then go to YouTube Shorts, post there. Then after that, I go to LinkedIn and go there, which I think LinkedIn has fucking throttled me back a lot.
Dude, so I can give you this thing where it's a Google sheet and you just type in the topic and I'll write all the content for all the different platforms.
I love it.
I thought I gave that to you.
Mm-mm.
It's fucking easy.
No,
You'll love it.
See it. I love that. Thank you. Yeah. I think when I was doing I was doing well on LinkedIn, but when they started doing automated captions on the videos, and I was opt out of that, they've throttled me back.
I don't log in enough. I have someone else handle my LinkedIn.
So I go LinkedIn. After LinkedIn, I go TikTok, then Instagram stories, share my Instagram story. Instagram Reels. Then I share Instagram Reels to stories. Facebook personal, I just do my regular feed, but then on my business page, I use Reels. I've seen a lot of growth with Reels on my Facebook fan page on that.
Dude, Facebook fan page, this is what you do. My engagement on that thing crushes. You make a fucking Facebook fan page for Jeff Fargo. You run ads at $1 a day for page likes, and you go to fucking India and you target India, Africa, and third world countries where they speak English, I get like 1,000 new followers a day. And my engagement on that page, every post gets hundreds of comments and views.
Really? That's awesome.
It's all none of the traffic's in the United States, so it doesn't do anything. But it fills my ego, which is important. So there you go. And it costs $1 a day.
Well, it's the new billboard.
Yes.
Right. In terms of vanity metrics, it's a new billboard. It's to be doing this. I'm blessed that now I'm getting monthly. I got one when I was on vacation last week from a top 10 producer here in town. Just emailed or texted me, hey, when can we hop on a call? I need your help with this, this, and this. I don't work with him. I'm going to now. But I know I'm in people's algorithms, which is the greatest compliment I can get.
For like $12 a day, you could run some ads and just saturate everybody that you want.
It's coming. Because no one's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming. I'm working on that. Oh, yeah.
I can set it up in an hour.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk. Let's talk. Because
I'll do it. Look at that. I love you. It's so easy.
Thank you.
We can get on Zoom and do that.
That's like, that's in that.
Do you know what your homework is? Is find your 12 highest performing reels.
Okay.
That's your only homework.
Easy. Easy peasy.
Oh, yeah, dude. You're going to fucking saturate this town. Watch. It's easy.
I love it. And the thing is I'm having these talks with people. It's all about, okay, what's your ROI? What's your ROI? What's your ROI? Well, I know that Fidelity National Title now works with Urban Nest, which is the largest by volume producing brokerage in town. Dave Tina, the Daves, junior and senior. Love them. Had Junior in here. One of the best episodes I've ever had.
Yeah, I think I caught some of that.
It was awesome. And I love him.
Urban Nest, they're an independent brokerage here in town.
Yep. And
how many agents they got?
500.
Good for them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's their model?
It's, you know what? Low fees and like just coaching. And it's cool because they've got a very good dynamic. You've got senior who's older, junior's in his like mid 40s, and they come at you in different ways.
Good. That's important.
So it's a very diverse business model.
It's a great name, Urban Nest.
Wonderful name.
Great name.
And
better than Best Sack Homes Group.
Best Sack Homes Group. Suck a bag of dicks with that one. That's like sack. Somebody was sacking it.
Dude,
come on,
that's
dude.
what all you people from other places than Sacramento say.
Right, well, you're like Sacktown, and we're like Sacktown. Shit. Come on,
SAC. 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 Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But they're smart because they always are offering classes, and there's no fee for any of that stuff. Junior's gotten into coaching, and he charges a good buck, as he should. He's allowed to.
Sure.
He's one of the smartest guys in the room when he's there. And it's something that they've grown, but we're in there because him and I got on a podcast together.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
I'm now my boss is getting phone calls from people saying, I want Jeff Fargo to be my title rep. And she's like, he's really not a title rep anymore. That's not what he's doing.
Everything compounds, dude. The consistency. Just don't stop.
And that's my thing is I don't know how to.
Good.
Like I'm now figuring out, because the girl I'm dating, who I love, Brandy, is in Tampa. I'm trying to find people in like the Orlando, Tampa area, like mid to northern Florida. I'd go down to Miami for the day. And who has a like really good podcast and who's been doing it for a while. And I'll hop on. Or I'll even bring all my shit and do an episode of Fargo Talks there.
Yeah.
I have a buddy that's with EXP in Fort Myers. He's from Trinidad. Kevin Amoroso. We met on Clubhouse.
Cool.
Love this. Oh, dude, you fucking
Clubhouse.
love him. He flew all the way here a month and a half ago to be on my pod.
What a guy.
Because he is now traveling all over the Caribbean, and he's putting together a pilot to shop about Caribbean cribs, Caribbean luxury.
Good for him.
Is what he's doing.
He kills it.
And he's got a producer from CBS helping him out.
I hope he kills it.
I hope he does too. I think he will, because he's just going and posting now like, hey, I'm here, all the different islands. And that's because he saw me. I'm flattered that he flew all the way here to come on Fargo Talks. What? Like, I'm the one that's flattered for that. And so I don't want to be anywhere else but in this chair talking to people like you.
Good.
It's all I want to do.
Good. Do it.
All I want to do.
Do fucking more.
And I'll travel literally anywhere in the country on my own dime to either do an episode of my pod or go on somebody else's, as long as there's somebody who has been doing it for a while and brings value. And you're going to be vulnerable. That's a big one. Like, you're a very vulnerable guy.
Oh, am I?
You are. Well, you're vulnerable where, well, dude, like one of my favorite shorts of you where you're like, no one puts out more content than I do. You're up on stage, just swinging it, man. Swinging fucking big lumber. I'm like, God damn it. Yes, sir. Go. And you're like, this is what I do. Boom, 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 boom. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Because you could hear a pin drop in that goddamn room as you're talking. And the same thing will happen when you're speaking this week at Inman, is you're vulnerable because you're willing to expose yourself to what you've done. Mostly. That's all right. But contrast that with the investor conference I go to where I'm out by noon, right? Like, if I know you're speaking somewhere, I'm fucking there.
Nice.
I'm there and I'm up front because I want to hear everything you're fucking saying. I'm going to fucking taking notes. I'm doing everything. And because I know that you make me a better person, just as our friendship, but also professionally, you make me a better person because your brain's so fucking big.
Thanks.
Welcome. I love that, and I emulate that because when you said it on stage, I'm like, I could fucking do that.
Yeah.
So now when I get up and speak at stuff, I'm like, nobody in the title and escrow space puts out content like I do.
Good.
Nobody.
Glad to inspire you.
Straight from you, dude.
Good. That's so good.
From fucking you.
Good. It's meant to be inspirational and tactical.
I tell people, I go. Well, you know,
look, I go to these fucking things and it's a real challenge for me because number one, there's probably some ego involved. Number two, did I already say that there's ego involved?
Yes.
But I mean, don't tell me a fucking story. Let's get into some meat.
I don't want to hear about, you know, what made you success. I don't want to hear about your fucking, you were homeless in your car. I don't fucking care. Because guess what? I got bills to pay.
Yeah.
So if you want me to empathize with you, be vulnerable to me. Open up to me. Bare your heart and soul to me. Talk to me about the failures you've had.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
If you're willing to talk to me about, oh yeah, I spent, 20 grand on this thing, on this rollout, it completely fucking blew up. but this is what I learned from it.
Totally, yeah.
That's where magic happens to me. And that's where magic happens here, is where people come in. My highest watched one on TikTok is Kirby Schofield. And Kirby goes in idiosyncratic detail about, and he's the best because he just doesn't give a fuck. And he just goes into detail about his processes for lead generation and how he uses, John Cheplak's coaching to help him out. And he even said, he goes, Cheplak might probably get mad at me for saying this, but blah, 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 blah. Guess what? No, if anything, it makes your brand more endearing. Brand vulnerability to me is the key to growth.
Yeah, it's human. Right?
Absolute key, man, because fucking people with the Instagram and you got a picture of you with a fucking really nice car and, here's all your Rolexes, everything else. That's nice. I don't give a fuck. Like, I like nice cars.
But all of it works.
All of it works, but consistently.
Yeah, that consistency works the most.
If you are consistent, then it's just a matter of time on when you're gonna pop.
Sure. That's
all that takes.
Like, dude, it's not a bad idea to go rent a fucking fancy sports car and take a bunch of Instagram videos.
If that's your thing, if that's what you want to do,
well, I mean,
depends who your audience is.
It depends on the audience.
If you're going after Gen Xers, I'm like, no. But if you're going after millennials or the younger than millennials, or what they're fucking called, Gen don't give a fuck, coddled by my parents.
What are our kids called?
I don't know. I'm thinking because there's millennials, and then the ones under the millennials are like the ones that are like completely surly and just don't give a shit.
Do they have a name yet?
Oh, they all have names.
But
yeah.
Our kids aren't there yet.
No, our kids aren't there yet. Thank God.
That's like, yeah, I don't know.
That's why. Well, that's like my number one on Instagram. It's like 2.3 million. I'm like, I don't coddle my kids.
I know, that's a good video.
I just don't coddle my kids.
I do.
And I love on them.
I'm such a dad. I mean, when your daughter was younger, you definitely did.
Oh, well, here's the thing. My daughter's 14, my son's 7. My son sleeps with me. I love on them. I tell them I love them all the time. I'm grabbing them, holding them. I love them. There's a difference between loving and coddling.
What's the difference?
The difference is this. when one of my kids comes to me with a question about here's a great question. Dad, where's the water bottle? I don't know. Have you looked for it? No. Go look for it. Go look for it. And then when you've exhausted every option, you can't find it, then come back. Dad, where's the water bottle?
Yeah.
So to me, that it's more of that.
Fascinating.
It's most parents, I've seen it, have a knee-jerk reaction to do things for their kids. My knee-jerk reaction is to tell my kids, figure it out. That's the number one thing that I say to both my kids. Figure it out. Because like I said in that one video, when my kids are going for a job or at a job, and compared to the kids who have been coddled the whole time, who's going to be better at problem solving? Who's going to be better at accomplishing like really diverse tasks that have a lot of different components to it? My fucking kids are going to eat the other kids' fucking lunch.
Yeah.
And I say eat their lunch as a figure of speech, which is hysterical because most of the comments I got was, why are you being so mean and having your kids eating somebody else's food? Look at literal stupid motherfuckers. That's not what I meant. It's a figure of speech. It's a figure of speech. Which keep breeding. Keep fucking breeding.
Yes, right.
Keep breeding all you want because it just will elevate my kids. And I don't mean it in economics. I just mean happiness. Like their souls will be nourished and filled.
Sure. Which is important.
By figuring shit out, man.
Yeah.
Consistently figuring shit out. That's the difference between loving on your kids.
Have you told your daughter to Google anything yet?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. I can't wait to. As you're telling me this, I'm all, They do say, what time is it? I'm all, ask Alexa, because they can't read the clock yet, right? Or how hot is it? Ask Alexa.
Alex is good with any temperature stuff. She was on her phone. She doesn't have a watch, but she'll say like, Dad, what time is it? What time to buy a watch? Well, I don't have any money. Well, get a job.
When did you buy her a phone?
That's a good one. She got a phone. She's 14. I think she was probably 10 or 11 that we got it. But I'm very much with the phone, and she knows it now. Like when we're at dinner, no phone. Like
when you're sitting down and
having dinner.
You guys eat dinner in front of the TV?
Sometimes, yeah.
We do all the time.
I'm good with my
little kid.
With my house. They have there's a breakfast nook area with a table there. So when I'm with the kids, I try to do at least 1 or 2 meals we're together at that table.
Sure.
And we do that. My kids cook. And I'm open about it. It's on
that,
videos.
Yes.
My son is 7. My son is 7 and can do pancakes and bacon.
Bacon's hard.
He gets his fucking step stool up there. He's got his little mini tongs I've got for him. He's fearless. And one of the best things ever that happened, we were making, Costco has a deep dish pizza. It's like a Chicago meat lovers deep dish. They're fucking great.
So delicious.
And they're fucking amazing. And Jack was pulling it out, and he's got his mitts on, and he dropped it, and it flopped on the inside of the oven door.
Sure.
So it's super hot. And he looks at me and goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Well, the old me would have been like, bah, what the fuck's wrong with you? I'll clean it up. Go sit down with your sister. I'll take care of it. I was mad for about a microsecond, maybe. And I went, it's okay. Let's just clean it up. It's salvageable. I've got you. It's okay. What that did for my relationship with my 7-year-old son means he is now vulnerable to fail in front of me.
Good. Big, yeah.
Without fear of retribution from his dad. That's what it's teaching him. And that's why I did it.
Yeah.
And we cleaned the shit up, and the pizza tastes just fine.
Did it?
Yes.
It's probably a little bit more, maybe the pepperoni had some more.
Fucking pepperoni tasted wonderful. Yeah. I'm almost at a 38 now waist. It's like, what the shit? Don't care. But it's that kind of stuff that are those little moments, man, when you're a parent, when you're a dad, that I want my kids to fail. I want them, now sometimes, yes, like my kids have ADHD, so spatial awareness is not a big thing when we're together. Jack stepped on my toe like 3 times when we were together in Canada this past week. And at one time I go, please get away from me for a little bit. I love you, but I need you away from me for a little bit.
Keep stepping on my toe, bud.
Like 3 times up my fucking toe. My daughter has the record of kicking me in the nuts. That was at the Greek festival here back when I was married to Becky, and she was just at that height. You know when you're holding your kid and their foot's just at that right height where your junk is? She kicked me in the fucking nuts 6 times over a course of like 3 hours.
That's funny.
6 times.
That's funny.
The thing is, who's the dummy? Me
You
for
are.
holding her every
You
goddamn
are.
time, or her for kicking me in the nuts. It's me.
100%.
100% it's me. All I want is some fucking souvlaki, for Christ's sake. And here's little Alex Fargo, cute as a little button with her blonde curly hair. It was like Shirley Temple, just wham, 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 wham.
Funny.
And so but to me, I think it's just being an older dad with younger kids. I'm much more patient now. And it's given me patience now.
Definitely.
In when I'm dealing with business deals, with real estate transactions, where, I mean, how many realtors do you know that are known for being hotheads? That are known for just having
how many people that are hotheads, right?
How many people in general are just short fuses?
Well, they don't have any experience with problem solving, like you said.
None.
So
And
we come full circle, just what you said. Yep.
If you can go ahead and navigate your challenges and be vulnerable enough to ask questions or to ask for help, you're a better person, and you've kind of built a better mousetrap.
And you make more money. Like I was at an event, and Dean Graziosi was speaking, and he said, "You get paid by the caliber of the problems that you can solve."
Amen.
I was like, "Fucking A, right."
That's so true.
Yeah.
And people look at people that are successful and go, "I want to be him." You can't be me. You can't be me. You don't have it. There's a 99% chance you don't fucking have it. Sorry.
Or I mean, you just haven't got there yet, right?
Or haven't gotten there yet in your maturation.
Yeah.
In terms of you getting kicked in the nuts 6 times a day at the fucking Greek festival.
That's funny.
It just, oh my God. It was horrific. We still talk about it to this day. Still talk about it. She knows about it. Alex knows about it. She laughs. And she's a great kid. Great kid.
Of course.
You know, she's 14. She goes through her stuff, but
yeah,
good kid.
14.
She's a sheepdog. She protects her brother.
That's big. What else
Ever watch American Sniper? Chris Kyle with what's his nuts from
yeah. What's his name?
From
Hangover.
Hangover.
Yeah. Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. Thank you.
I just saw Guardians of the Galaxy the other night.
There's a great line when his dad, and they're all kids at the dinner table, and he says there are 3 types of people in the world. There's sheep, there's wolves, and there's sheepdogs. Sheep are preyed upon. Wolves are the one that eat the sheep, and the sheepdogs are the one that protect the sheep from the wolves. And my daughter's a sheepdog, and I love her so much for that, because I've taught her that, to be a sheepdog for her brother, for her family, for ones that she cares about and loves, and she is. At 14.
Big.
As a hormonal 14-year-old girl, for her to be a sheep, she is more of a sheepdog at 14 than I am at 53.
That's cool.
It's a fucking win, dude.
Yeah, big.
Fucking win.
I like that sheepdog saying.
Right?
It's good. I don't remember that from the movie.
It's in the beginning of the movie, and it's when Bradley Cooper's
That's a depressing fucking movie. I think I want to watch it again. Thank you for telling me about it.
For all that I travel, so now I watched on the plane like a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
So I watched it, but the thing is, towards the end, I got to stop because I know what's coming. I know what's coming. So if that's a 2-hour movie, I'm good for like an hour 30, and then I'm out. Then I'm done. I'm out. But I just think that it's tender mercies and patience and vulnerability. And now I love my job. I love what I do. I love this, but I'd rather spend more time with my kids. I'd rather spend more time with my girlfriend.
Clock is fucking ticking.
TikTok, motherfucker, right?
Dude. So I'm on the road a lot, as you know.
Yeah.
Too much. My 7-year-old daughter, she's my older daughter, Serena. She comes up to me. She's all, "You're traveling too much." Tears. She's all, "Can you just be home for a month?" I'm all, "One day, honey."
Why don't you bring her with you?
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't work on this time, but there are plenty of other opportunities. I've never gone on the weekend. I'm gone in the middle of the fucking school week.
Take them out of school. They're not doing fucking string theory.
I know.
At that age.
No.
In school.
No, they got to stay in school. They got to stay in school.
Dude, I see. I'm pulling Jack out. We're going to Disney World.
Well, yeah.
But he's second grade.
But that's not a fucking conference.
No, but I mean, like, if you're going somewhere to speak, right? Like, my dad, my family, my grandfather owned a Sheridan Motor Inn in Canandaigua Lake, my hometown. We owned like 80% of all the lakefront property was my grandfather back in the day, and my dad was director of sales. So we talked about he's going to be 81 next month, and I saw him last week. I'd go on sales trips with him to like all over, like up in Canada, and we'd go Ohio, Pennsylvania, and he'd go to places and talk. I'd have bus tour packages put together, stay at the Sheraton in Canandaigua, go to Rochester, go to Niagara Falls, go to Corning, to the Glass Center. And the biggest thing was, hey, Jeff, how deep is the gorge at Letchworth State Park? 385 feet, Dad. I don't fucking know what it is, but I made up a goddamn number. And if you look at somebody in the eye and you maintain eye contact and you lower your voice an octave, 375 feet, Dad.
AM radio voice. Yep.
Exactly. And so I remember those trips with him. That's what is 85% of who I am today.
That's awesome.
Is what my dad, and we sold jackknives at flea markets and gun shows. He was knife man, and you guessed it, I was knife boy.
That's awesome. Jackknives.
We would sell I could open a Balisong butterfly knife when I was 11 years old.
Wow, that's very dangerous.
Yeah, don't fucking do it.
Don't try
This is way before people got sued for shit.
Yeah.
But I'm out there throwing shit around, and my dad would
You could probably buy a butterfly knife in Vegas.
Oh, you could buy whatever you want here. You could buy a butterfly and a knife and put it together. You could have a chick fucking open it up for you. You could have a midget Elvis impersonator fucking do it for you. You're sweet at fucking,
I didn't tell you, but on my
hotel.
flight over here, there's a magician convention in town.
It's awesome.
So I sit down. This dude's talkative, right? I sit down and he's all, oh, well, the captain says, oh, it's 110 in Vegas. The whole flight goes, ah. Except for me, I was all, I was just fucking here 4 days ago.
You're here more than I am. I live here.
And he goes, oh yeah, what are you here for? I'm all, yeah, work. He's like, I'm here for a magic convention. And look at him, I'm all, aren't you a little too old to be playing that fucking card game? And he's all,
I'm going to let you up for that shit. How dare you? How dare you?
How dare you?
What's wrong with
He's
you?
all, no, I'm a magician. I was all, yes, you are.
That's a con man. I'm a magician, sir.
Yeah.
Watch how I can fucking make this ball fucking
He
turn
was
into two foam balls.
A 75-year-old guy from staying at the Orleans. I was like, fuck, Orleans is still here? I got some good stories about the Orleans, boy. But
that's when you come back.
Yeah, but
Suneet fucking stays at the Orleans. All right. Tell me one story about the Orleans.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going to say it on the podcast.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, but there's a magician convention there right now. So
that's hysterical.
Bunch of magicians in their 70s.
When I was
his magic name is Aloha Dave.
Well, hey, Aloha Dave.
Yes.
You keep pulling those rabbits out of those hats.
We talked about the rabbits. He's like, I had to get a fucking special rabbit. So I had
a rabbit that does Pilates or something?
No, a rabbit that fits in the fucking...
That can contort into the fucking hat?
In the contraption.
Yeah.
You got to get the rabbit
special
that fits.
hat.
Well, it's the box. I think they press the button and it pops up in there, right?
It's hysterical. But
he wouldn't give away his tricks.
No, of course not.
But he had a Dutch, some kind of rabbit he had to go find from a rabbit breeder. Because then when they eat too much food and get older, they don't fit.
Fat rabbits.
Too big, fat rabbits.
Fat shaming rabbits.
Yes.
How dare they?
They don't fit in the contraption.
I went 3 weeks ago on a cruise with Brandy, Virgin Cruise Lines, by the way. My first cruise, amazing.
He's going to get a job being a magician
and
on
that's
a boat.
We became friends with a couple. They're from, I want to say Seattle, that she's in IT for some massive corporation. And this other, her husband, they're an amazing couple, super cool. He bought a moving company, but has been a magician for 25 years. And I asked him, what do you think of this guy? I go, what about David Blaine? And he was a student.
And who was his favorite guy?
Of this. Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. It's a guy, I want to say McDonald or something. It's a guy that's been to Vegas before, but he's I asked him, who's your favorite magician? He goes, depends what type of magic you're talking about. Because there's 7 or 8 different.
Yes.
It's an art to them. And so with art, there's all different types of art.
Yes.
With magicians, same thing.
I fucking love magic.
There's the old
Not that
school,
I would ever go sit through a show in Vegas for it. Hell no. But
there's the old school stuff.
Illusionist. Yes.
I asked, Shin Lim is a big one here. Was on America's Got Talent. Oh yeah, well Shin Lim uses a lot of stuff from this guy and this guy, a hybrid. I'm like anything else. They have mentors.
Dude, John Chep's admin team is Christy and Tim Merrill, great people. Christy was David Copperfield's personal assistant for 10 years.
There you go.
Tim was his master fucking illusionist who put together all the thing.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. David lives here. He has he has a big warehouse.
Oh yeah. It's over here. I've been by it.
But in the middle of it is where he lives.
Oh no shit.
Dude, it's wild, bro. I don't know. I heard stories.
Well, I've heard stories about him with an island and girls
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard. Oh yeah, it was all public information. I'm not fucking saying anything off record, but
I don't know.
there's he sees a girl in row 3, and next thing you know, she's in the fucking Seychelles. She's like roofied and fucking in the Seychelles wearing a fucking thong.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That shit. Yeah, that. But it's the same business model, bringing it back to put a button with real estate. Because if you a lot of times see somebody, oh yeah, they're one of Cheplak's guys. Oh, they've fucking Mike Ferry, Tom Ferry, whomever. And it's interesting that anybody who's evolving now in terms of in the coaching business, because now everyone's a fucking coach. Everybody's fucking
even me.
Even you.
Yep.
Right? And it's Cheplak is the one, to me, that is the most real. And anyone that he's working with is the most real. A lot of the other ones, I'm just like, oh, I think they're still just old school, not fixed mindset, not a growth mindset.
I think it comes to an interesting place because you have to, some perception is you have to do what sells, right? And maybe your sales is to a high churn audience. So you got to keep on doing that, right?
Yeah.
I think when John has been able to not do that, and it's worked for him, when it is from being, I think, genuine.
I have one more question for you. What is it that motivates you the most? Because you have drive.
I know,
man, you have drive. And that's something that we share. It's an addiction.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? What is it that drives you?
So, wake up early, work out, do these things, work your ass off. At the end of it, it's going to be freedom, right? But I don't even know what freedom means anymore. Because as of right now, I'm able to go wherever. I mean, fuck it, the last 6 weeks I've been Cabo, OC, Vegas twice, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Sacramento twice, right? So without worrying about business, so I have that freedom. I guess I do have it, right? Is it money in the bank? Well, I have that. Is it ever enough? It's not, right? Is that some kind of scorecard for myself? Yes. Is that fair to myself? I don't know. Does it need to be fair? No, right? So I think it's just winning, man, and just winning. I don't know. That. I don't know if it's like from being a kid of immigrants, although I was raised pretty in a good way. Like my parents came here, worked hard, and got us. Sure, I had to wear Pro Wings, so my mom didn't buy me Jordans, but my mom could buy all the fucking pairs of Jordans. She just chose not to, right? But my dad did because they were divorced, and that's how he told me he loved me by buying me nice shit, right? Which is typical of parents. But yeah, just winning, and I don't know even what I'm trying to win, right? But winning is important.
Thank you. You're the man. This has been fun.
Yes, it has.
We're good, man.
All right.
That's it.